Kalani Young. We were singing the
Oh,
four-part
brother.
stuff. And so the concert menu was Ke Aloha Kalama, which was, Chalang-a-lang-a-lang.
Right.
And then we had the four-part harmony with our group. Yeah. And then the headliner was Danny Kaleikini.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, Danny was, he was the emperor of Japan.
Yeah, did it
for
all.
heaven's sakes,
Yeah.
right? He could speak the language and things like that. So we're in Japan. We're having a sound check, okay, in this beautiful Tokyo music hall. And then we're done, and the promoters were generous enough to give each of us, each band, a translator.
Wow.
A translator. So we had at our beck and call someone who knew the language could walk us around, and okay, we knew how to order sushi. Okay, whatever. So we're having the sound check, and Danny is up there on stage. He's having his sound check, and he's singing, whatever song he was singing, and the Tahitian stuff and everything like that. But yeah, then he busts into Filipino. Then he goes into, Korean, and he's speaking all of these languages. And he comes back to the Japanese, and he's just rapping Japanese, and I'm going to a translator, what is Danny saying? She says, I have no idea. He was riffing.
Because he used it all.
Used it all.
For his benefit, right?
Yeah.
And he was at the Kahala so for 30 years, brother.
I know.
30 years.
Yeah.
What a super talent to be able to be as consistent. And I got to work with him because of Kalani Kakit. So Kalani Kakit was the choreographer. They needed one more guy. He said, hey, Kimo, why don't you come work with us? I said, sure. So 10 months, here we are working together. I'm working with Kalani Kakit on all these beautiful dances.
At the Kahala Hilton.
At the Kahala Hilton with Danny Kaleikini.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Kapuiki leading the band.
Yeah.
Oh, brother, it was just fantastic. After 10 months, I'm going, man, I better go learn something.
Oh, man.
Really, and that's exactly what hit me. So I left the show and I went to the Royal Hawaiian Hotel with Jack Thompson of Tihatis.
Oh, yeah.
Al Harrington was there, and we became good buddies. The Phil Ingalls Orchestra, the wonderful band that played with Alfred Apaka, all those boys, Benny Kalama and the boys, they were all there. I mean, it was just wow to have all of that production there in one room. It was a good experience because I never regretted, right? And you being a part of so many bands and so many entertainment venues. And let me give you a hint. I'm sitting alone at the Princess Kaiulani Hotel, and singing to me on the piano is your uncle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Richard Kauhi.
Richard Kauhi.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Uncle Richard, he was pre-Danho.
Yeah.
He was pre-Danny Kaleikini.
Yeah. He was like Nat King Cole.
Yeah.
He was so good.
Uncle Richard Kauhi. And for our viewers, just kind of Google this guy or look him up, because he was the first jazz Hawaiian musician.
Yeah.
He really enjoyed his music. He went to Kaimaki High School.
Wow, Kaimaki.
But he dropped out because this is inside game stuff.
Wow.
But from being in elementary school, he went to Punahou's music school. So Van Diamond's mother, Marianne Diamond, was his teacher.
Wow.
Okay, so he comes up through school. He doesn't go to the regular school. He said, forget that. I'd rather just play music.
Wow.
So that was his education right through. And so he was very disciplined in his playing, but he loved jazz. And so he's the one who actually brought four-part harmony jazz, Hawaiian jazz. Like the guys in his group, Sonny Kamaka, Jimmy Kaku, these names, and he sang four-part. And then eventually some of these guys who were in his group went on to develop their groups, like the Invitations.
Well, look at you.
Like the Ali'is.
But before the Invitations, the Ali'is, but you also with Imai Kalani Young.
Yeah, really.
I mean, you guys.
That was some sweet stuff.
Awesome harmony.
So hopefully there'll be groups that can carry that tradition on. But four-part harmony is not easy to sing. You got to learn how to sing it. It's a special style. And you got to stay in your own lane.
Yeah.
It's very disciplined music.
Wow.
But I think that by and large, the music of Hawaii has many different iterations,
Right.
if you will, and the way it's been, stylized in many different ways. Like you're talking about Uncle Richard, like down at the Princess K, and then he eventually moved over to Bagwell's and Trappers at the Hyatt.
Yeah.
There are others who can carry that load.
The same wonderful feeling, yeah.
I think just for musicians, generally speaking, one thing I learned from Uncle, he always told me, less is more. Okay? Make every emotion count. Even the silence is golden. And if you put silence, then the listener can fill that in with what they think might be appropriate. So he was very, very cognizant of what the listener was about. So instead of being, too busy, he just wanted to be in the pocket.
Right. And it made a difference not only for him, but for you in your wonderful career, right?
Well,
and how you applied it.
Yeah.